Hello, welcome to the channel where we dive into life's biggest questions: faith, reason, and meaning. Today, we're re-exploring one of the most classic arguments for the existence of God, the first way of St. Thomas Aquinas, the argument from motion. Thomas Aquinas lived in the 13th century and was one of the greatest philosophers and theologians in history. In his most famous work, the Summa Theologica, he presents 5 rational ways to demonstrate the existence of God. And the very first one begins with something incredibly simple: the fact that things move. But what does he mean by motion? He's not just talking about walking or driving. For Aquinas, following Aristotle, motion means any kind of change, growing, heating up, cooling down, transforming. He observed that everything around us changes. A ball rolls, a candle melts, a seed becomes a tree. And every time something changes, there's something else causing that change. The ball rolls because someone kicked it. The kick came from a foot, moved by muscles, moved by signals from the brain, and so on. Aquinas says it doesn't make sense for this chain of movement to go back infinitely. If everything moves because something else moves it, there has to be a starting point, something that started the motion but wasn't moved by anything else. He calls this the unmoved mover. Think of a line of dominoes. Each domino falls because the one before it fell. But if there were no first domino to start the chain, none of them would fall. In the same way, Aquinas argues that the world only moves and changes because something started the process, and that something is what everyone calls God. Now, let's be clear. Aquinas is not saying everything has a cause, therefore God caused everything. That's a misunderstanding. What he says is, everything that is moved by another. And if nothing can move itself, and a chain can't go back forever, then there must be a first mover, something that causes motion, but was not itself caused or moved by anything else. This God isn't just another being within the universe. He is the foundation of being itself, pure actuality, with no potential, meaning he doesn't change, doesn't begin, doesn't end. He simply is. Of course, people raise questions. What if the universe is eternal? Even if it were, Aquinas would say, an eternal chain of motion still requires something outside the chain to hold it all together. Like a train with infinite cars, if none of them have an engine, the train still won't move. Others ask, but what about modern physics? Don't particles move randomly? Aquinas isn't talking about physical science, but metaphysical principles. He is saying that any actual change, whether random or orderly, still needs something to make it happen. Potential doesn't become actual by itself. So, why does this argument still matter today? Because it challenges us to think beyond the surface. If everything in the world is in motion, and nothing moves itself, then something must exist that is the source of all motion. Something unchanging, eternal, necessary, which we call God. This doesn't answer every question about God or religion, but it offers a powerful starting point. Human reason, simply by observing the world, can reach the conclusion that there must be something beyond it, a necessary, unmoved mover who holds everything in motion. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss what's coming next. In the next video, we'll explore Aquinas' second way, the argument from cause. See you there.